Hello Esteban, this is Brian at RentalTrax. I'm just going to show you through the two questions you had sent to Sarah, kind of in reverse order because that's the way that I've got it laid out here. So first question is how to invoice events. So if I look at this number 10 invoice here, this order number 10, I can see the status is booked over here. I'm going to scroll down just because I know there's no products. I'm going to put a light package in just so I can have something in there. I'm going to scroll back up to the top, make sure my responsibility is assigned to somebody real. And I'm going to save this. So once I've done that, my status is booked. Let's say the event goes off and there's no big issue. The only thing you need to do to invoice it is use this orange folder right here with the green plus button that says new invoice if you hover over it. When I do that, remember it's going to ask me to set my invoice number. It's going to give you the total, gives you your invoice date and the payment date you're expecting. But remember, once you do this, you can't edit this invoice anymore. You're not allowed to go in and change an invoice once you build a client. That breaks almost every rule of accounting and every law of accounting in most countries. So you're not allowed to go in there and change it afterwards. So when you invoice, you're not going to be able to change it afterwards. Remember that. So once you know that this is the final invoice you're sending to the client, you do this process and you click Save Invoice. Once you've done that, close out of here. If I go to orders, list orders, or sorry, go to order and go to invoices, list invoices, I can see this EDD wedding supplies is now in here in my invoice list. Okay, so over here on the right hand side, you see it as a clock. To complete it, when I accept my payment, I just check it off. I use this orange folder down here with a green check mark. When I click that, it says, are you sure you want to do this? You can't undo it. Then I say okay, because I took the money, and it's checked off here. If you want to download the invoice before you finalize it, you can with this button over here on the right hand side, but now I've marked it off as paid in my system and it's done. There's nothing else I can do with this because it's a completed and paid invoice. Okay, you can change the status if you want to. If you use the invoice button inside the order, then it still keeps the status active for you. I usually just mark it off. If you are in the dashboard, and this is just a bug that you'll notice, if you're in the dashboard and I use this button here to create an invoice for this order, it's going to automatically mark it as completed with invoice. So I'll show you if I just refresh this. It automatically marks it as completed with invoice. So it's definitely confusing. And I apologize for that. That's a bug that we're working on. But if you just go into the order, and then you can still change the status as you need to. So that's the process of doing the invoicing. In terms of the delivery, let me show you what that looks like. The other question you had with Sarah was, can you do a full day's worth of pick list? You can see in our demo system, everything is booked for the 19th. So what I want to do is go into my planning, and go to delivery plan and create a new trip. And I'm going to say 19th deliveries. I've got the 19th to the 20th selected. You're going to select a car. If you don't have a car in your system, you can create that by going to planning, delivery planning, and creating a new car. This just says, because your vehicles are inventory too. Your people are inventory, so we got to assign a person. And it just has a starting and end address as your company address. And I can schedule the delivery and collection. And I can see here, on the right hand side, I've got 18 non-scheduled deliveries. I just drag them to the left and plan out my day. So the green arrow means I'm going to deliver, the red arrow means I'm going to collect. I just drag them over in the order that I want to. So I can set it up that way. If you have multiple days, or multiple events in one day. When I save the route, you can see it shows it up here. I've got 3 deliveries and 1 collection. I can check it off and I can download the selected delivery plan. And then I'm going to click on this to open it up, and it creates a PDF for me. It gives me a breakdown of everywhere that my driver needs to go. And then if I just push the over button, it shows me all the pick lists for each order in order of the delivery. So you can print this off or email it to the client or to your delivery person, and they've got everything they need. You can just go through and do your job. That should answer the 2 questions you had. If you have any other questions, feel free to respond, and we will do the best we can to answer. Thanks.